Good evening, my friends. Let me begin tonight with something simple. Think of something you did yesterday. Not something dramatic, something ordinary. A conversation you had, a meal you ate, a drive you took. Got it? Now notice something about how that memory feels. It doesn't feel hopeful. It doesn't feel uncertain. You're not wondering whether it will happen or trying to convince yourself it was real. There's no anxiety in it, no grasping, no effort to believe. It just is. It happened, it's done, it's a fact of your experience, quiet, settled, requiring absolutely nothing from you to maintain its reality. That feeling, that specific, unassuming, completely undramatic feeling of something already done, that is what I am going to teach you to bring to your desire tonight. Not the excited feeling of something approaching, not the hopeful feeling of something possible, not even the confident feeling of something coming. The quiet, settled, ordinary feeling of something that already happened. And when you learn to bring that feeling to your desire genuinely, not performed, but actually felt, something extraordinary occurs. Time collapses. The gap between where you are and where you want to be folds in on itself, and reality rushes with surprising speed to match the memory you have created in consciousness. This is what we're learning tonight. Are you ready? Let me first show you the mistake that is costing you everything. Most people think about their desires as future events. They visualize themselves getting what they want someday. They imagine achieving their goal at some point. They dream about the life they will have when things finally work out. When I have the money, I'll feel secure. When I find the relationship, I'll feel complete. When I get the job, everything will change. I want you to look at that pattern very carefully, because every single time you construct your desire that way, as something coming, something approaching, something that will happen, you are doing something you don't realize you're doing. You are placing your desire in the future. And the future, my friends, never arrives. There is no future. There is only now, this eternal, unmoving, permanent, present moment. The only place where anything has ever happened. The only place where anything can ever happen. The future is a concept, not a location. You cannot live there. You cannot receive anything there. You can only ever experience anything here, in the now. And as long as your desire lives in the future, as long as you keep projecting it forward, chasing it, imagining it, as perpetually about to arrive, it remains precisely where you've put it. Out of reach, always approaching, never here. But here is something subtler and more damaging than even the timing problem. When you say, I will be wealthy, what are you actually declaring about right now? I am not wealthy now. When you say, I will find love, what are you confirming about the present moment? I am alone now. When you say, I will succeed, what assumption is embedded in every syllable? I have not succeeded now. And consciousness, which creates only from the present state, only from what you are being right now in this moment, receives that message with perfect, obedient clarity. Not wealthy now, more not wealthy. Waiting now, more waiting. Not yet, more not yet. This is why people can visualize for years, affirm daily, do everything they've been taught, and still find their desire perpetually one step ahead, perpetually not quite arrived. They have been creating from the wrong direction. They have been looking forward toward their desire. And tonight, I'm going to teach you to look backward from it. Here is the secret that changes everything. You cannot bring the future into the present by looking forward. You can only bring it here by treating it as the past. I know that sounds like a paradox. Stay with me. When something is in the past, what is your relationship to it? You don't hope it happened. You don't visualize it happening. You don't try to believe it will occur. You don't feel anxious about whether it will come. You simply know it did. It is a fact of your experience. It is real with the quiet, unargued reality of all things that are simply and completely done. A memory has no doubt in it. A memory doesn't need your help to remain real. A memory simply is settled, certain, accomplished, requiring nothing from you except the occasional act of recollection. This is the quality of consciousness that manifests not the excited, hoping, reaching, visualizing forward, but the calm, settled, ordinary backward glance of someone recalling something that already happened. And here is the technique, the thing I want to give you tonight. You can create that quality of consciousness about something that hasn't happened yet in linear time. You can construct a memory of the future. And when you genuinely inhabit the felt sense of remembering your desire as a past event, your subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between a remembered reality and a created one, accepts it as fact. And when your subconscious accepts something as fact, it reorganizes everything, your perceptions, your actions, the opportunities you notice, the words you say, the rooms you walk into to match that fact. The bridge builds itself. The path appears. Reality rushes to catch up with the memory. Here is the technique precisely. Tonight before sleep, you are going to do something unusual. You are going to teleport. Not forward to the moment of getting your desire that still has the energy of becoming, of arriving, of transition. I want you to go further than that. Jump ahead to a moment after your desire has been fulfilled and has had time to become ordinary. If you want money, don't imagine receiving it. Teleport 3 months after you became financially free. The money has been there long enough that it no longer feels exciting. It feels normal. It's just how your life is now. If you want a relationship, don't imagine meeting someone. Jump to 6 months into the relationship. The newness has settled. This person is simply part of your life. You can't quite remember what it felt like before them. If you want a healing, don't visualize recovery beginning. Teleport to a year after your health returned. Your body feels simply like your body again, capable, present, unremarkable in the best possible way. After, not during, after. Because after has the energy of being. During still has the energy of becoming. You want the feeling of already settled into, already normal, already just. This is my life. Now from that future position, you are going to look backward. You are going to remember. You are going to recall how it all came to be. Not project forward to how it might happen. Remember back to how it did. Let me make this specific. You want a beautiful home. You've been trying to manifest it. You've been visualizing receiving it, imagining the moment of getting the keys, picturing yourself walking in for the first time. Tonight, instead, close your eyes and teleport. You are now sitting in that home, 6 months in. The boxes are long unpacked. You know where everything is. This is simply where you live. And from that position, from that settled, ordinary, this is just my life position, you begin to remember. I remember the day we got the keys. I was so relieved. Everything had been so uncertain for so long, and then suddenly it was just done. I remember calling my mother from the driveway, barely able to get the words out. I remember the first morning I woke up here, that particular quality of light through the bedroom window, and thinking, this is real. This is actually mine. Do you feel the difference? You are not hoping, you are not visualizing, you are not trying to believe. You are remembering. And remembering carries a quality of consciousness that forward projection simply cannot access the settled, unargued, quietly certain quality of course. It happened. It's done. Now let me explain why this works at a deeper level. Because understanding the mechanism will make your practice more powerful. Your subconscious mind does not have a calendar. It does not experience linear time the way your conscious mind does. It does not distinguish between this is a memory of something that occurred in 2019 and this is a memory I constructed in my imagination tonight. To the subconscious, a memory is a memory, and memories are facts. When you consistently, repeatedly, with genuine felt emotion, remember your desire as a past event, your subconscious receives a signal of absolute clarity. This happened. This is real. This is a fact of experience. And from that signal, it begins quietly, without your conscious management, through processes you could not plan if you tried to reorganize your entire reality to match. The right thought occurs to you at the right moment. The right conversation happens with the right person. You notice an opportunity that was always there, but was outside the range of your previous self-concept. The bridge of incidents forms, not because you figured out how, not because you forced it, but because your subconscious, operating from the assumption that it is already accomplished, naturally guides you toward the physical conditions that match the inner reality. And here is the crucial point about how, when you remember something that already happened, you don't ask how it happened. You know it did. The how is irrelevant, historical, already sorted. This is the ultimate form of detachment from the mechanism of manifestation, not because you have practiced non-attachment as a discipline, but because from the position of someone remembering the past, the question of how doesn't arise. It happened. Obviously, it happened somehow. The details are just details. And when you release the how, when you stop trying to figure out the path, to see the bridge before you walk it, to understand the mechanism before you trust the law, the universe, unobstructed, has infinite ways to bring your desire to you. Ways you could not have planned. Ways more elegant and more precise than anything your conscious mind could have designed. Let me tell you about a woman who had been trying to manifest a specific sum of money for months. She had done everything, visualized it arriving, affirmed it daily, written it in her journal, done her practice faithfully, with genuine commitment. Nothing had moved. The problem, when she described her practice to me, was immediately clear. Every night she was imagining the money coming, feeling the relief of its arrival, seeing the moment of receiving. She was, in other words, perpetually living in the instant before it happened, perpetually in the about, to which kept her permanently in the state of not yet. I gave her one instruction. Stop imagining receiving it. Instead, teleport 3 months ahead. You have the money, you've made the down payment, you're in your home. From that position, remember the day the money came. Don't imagine it arriving. Remember it arriving. Recall it the way you'd recall yesterday. She practiced this every night for 2 weeks. And she described something that I have heard again and again from people who genuinely grasped this shift. The desperation left. Not because she had convinced herself or performed non-attachment, but because from the position of remembering there was nothing to be desperate about. The money had come, obviously. She remembered it. What was there to be anxious over? The present tense reality of her circumstances hadn't changed, but the quality of her inner state had shifted completely from hoping toward to remembering from. 3 weeks later, her aunt called, offered her the precise sum she needed as an early inheritance. The money arrived from a source she had never considered, through a relationship she had almost forgotten existed. It came easily, quietly, without drama, as though it had been waiting for her to remember that it was already hers. Let me give you the language of this technique, because the language matters. The language shapes the felt sense. For money not, I hope the money comes, I'm trying to manifest abundance. But I remember when that finally resolved. I remember the relief. I remember calling my brother and not being able to explain it properly because I was laughing too much. That was what, 3-4 months ago now? It still doesn't feel quite real. For love not, I want to find someone. I'm working on attracting a partner. but I remember when we met. I remember that first conversation, how easy it was, how surprising that was given how long I'd been waiting. I remember thinking, oh, so this is what it feels like. It's been 6 months, and I still catch myself slightly astonished. For health not. I'm trying to heal. I'm visualizing my body recovering. But I remember when things started shifting, the doctor's face when the results came back. I remember the morning I woke up and realized the pain was just gone. That was maybe 8 months ago. I still think about it sometimes. For a career not. I want to be successful. I'm working toward my goals. But I remember when that came through. I remember my first day in that role, how surreal it felt. I remember thinking, this is just my life now. I work there. This is what I do. Wild. Do you hear it? The language of already. The language of looking back. The language of someone for whom the desire is simply, quietly, unmistakably done. Let me address something that comes up for people who really understand these teachings and want to be rigorous about them. Isn't this a kind of self-deception? Isn't creating memories of things that haven't happened in linear time a form of dishonesty with yourself? No. And understanding why not will make your practice both more honest and more powerful. Here is what is actually true at the level of consciousness that this teaching is pointing toward. Your desire already exists, not as a future event, not as a possibility waiting to be created, but as a fully existing reality in the infinite field of what is the complete field of all that is and can be, from which physical experience is continuously drawn. Creation is finished. Every possible version of your life already exists, fully formed in consciousness. What you experience in linear time is simply a sequential unfolding of states you have accessed in consciousness through assumption, through imaginal act, through persistent inner identification with one version of reality over another. When you create a memory of your fulfilled desire, you are not making something up. You are recognizing what is already true in the dimension where all creation originates. The memory you construct is not a fabrication. It is an act of recognition, a reaching across the apparent gap of linear time to touch what already exists and bring it into conscious relationship with the present moment. This is why it works. Not because you have tricked your subconscious, but because you have aligned with what is genuinely, actually, already real, simply not yet visible at the level of physical manifestation. The physical world is always the last to know. It is always the echo, not the voice. And when you speak the voice with the quiet authority of memory rather than the uncertain petition of hope, the echo must follow. Here is your daily practice. It is simple. 3 moments, each brief. Morning. Before you get out of bed, 2 minutes. Teleport to your desired future. You are already there. It has been months. From that settled, ordinary place, glance back. Remember how it came. Let the feeling of that happened be the first quality of consciousness you carry into the day. Throughout the day, every time your desire enters your mind, catch the direction of your thinking. Are you looking forward toward it, projecting it into the future, hoping for it, wondering when? If so, shift the direction. Look backward from it. Oh yes, that's done. I remember that, even for a moment, even briefly. Redirect the mental gaze from forward to backward, from hoping to remembering. Evening, before sleep, the full practice. Close your eyes. Teleport to your desired future well past the moment of arrival into the ordinary after. Live in that moment. Feel the normalcy of it, the settled quality of it. Then create the memories looking backward, the day it came, the conversation you had, the call you made, the moment you knew it was real. Make the memories vivid, specific, sensory, the kind that stick, and fall asleep inside the feeling of remembering, not the feeling of wanting. Not hoping, not visualizing forward, not trying to believe, remembering. Carry that quality into sleep, and your subconscious will carry it through the night, working quietly and without your interference toward the physical conditions that match the inner fact. I want to close with the deepest version of what I've been teaching tonight. When you teleport to your future and remember backward, you are not really traveling through time. There is no travel required, because past, present, and future are not separate locations. They are not different rooms in the house of experience, arranged sequentially along a corridor. They are all here, all now, all simultaneously present in consciousness, which exists outside time entirely, which contains all of time the way the ocean contains all of its waves. What you call the future is not a place ahead of you. It is a place that is already present in the deeper sense of that word, the sense that means fully real, fully existing, fully accomplished, simply not yet perceived through the slow instrument of physical sense. When you remember your desire as already done, you are not creating a fiction about the future. You are removing the illusion that it isn't already here. You are recognizing a truth that has been true all along. It already happened. Not tomorrow. Now, in the only dimension that actually creates, in consciousness, which is the substance from which all time and all things are made. Your desire is already done in consciousness. The only question has ever been whether you are willing to remember it. So tonight, before you sleep, close your eyes, teleport, go past the arrival, past the transition, into the ordinary, after into the life where it has been yours long enough to feel unremarkable. And from that quiet, settled, already place, look back, remember how it came, how it felt, what you said, who you called, what you thought, the morning after, when you woke up and it was still true. Create the memory. Feel its specific, unexcited, completely ordinary weight, the weight of something done, and fall asleep inside that feeling, not hoping, not wishing, not reaching forward through time for something not yet here, remembering, and let reality, which is always, always the last to know, rush to catch up with the truth you have already touched. Good evening. This is Neville Lectures. I'll see you again in the next video.